Hello, welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Live and kicking. PAX Pox free
Yeah.
again.
We were saying just before the show, don't know how all these people keep getting it and they keep complaining about it every year. They just need to get out and see more sun.
And don't stand still.
Yeah. Can't catch COVID if you
That's
don't stand
the key.
still. Can't catch Paxbox if you don't stand still. Just keep moving.
That's the slogan right there.
Yeah. Nike, just do it. I don't know, something like that. We're coming together this week and we kind of had a few potential topics that we could wade into. You rightly reached out to me earlier today and said, what are we going to discuss? And there's a few big hitting topics this week, from there being a big Pokemon leak, or hack really, to the Xbox partner preview, and even Halo, well, I guess 343 Studios being kind of killed and rebranded as Halo Studios. The preview, the Xbox partner preview, gives us the most to discuss, and probably potentially the most number of games that we can kind of get really interested in as well. So obvious walk-up contender this week, but yeah, if people haven't seen some of that Pokemon stuff, that's a real doozy, so go check that out. But have you actually, just out of interest, we'll give them absolute lip service, have you seen anything from this Pokemon leak or hack?
No, none.
Next Generations was leaked. A whole bunch of details around like platforms and code names for Switch games, like a giant number of, my understanding is like upcoming Pokemon, as in not the games but the creatures, which they try and keep that under lock and key at the best of times. That's being spoiled everywhere. And
Dicklet? Is there a Dicklet?
I don't know if there was a Dicklet. Honestly, I haven't gone. I haven't dived too deep into all the details. I'm a little bit scared when it comes to the Pokemon Company. I'm a little bit scared when it comes to Nintendo. So,
yes,
the information exists. I won't be linking to it. If people want to go find out those things, they can go do that of their own volition. But we are not recommending it.
Because if you're like a games media outlet and you want to stay alive, don't mess with Nintendo. They'll hunt you down.
It exists. That's it. Go.
That's it.
There's plenty of dark spaces. If you want to go looking for it, you can go looking for it there. It's a bit like the Insomniac leak, really. So yeah, I guess what do you think about Halo? The state of Halo. There was an Unreal Engine 3, like a few screenshots that kind of shows that they've jumped ship from I think it's Slipspace, the engine they were working with, to Unreal Engine, so it's a bit more mainstream. They seem to be gearing up for some sort of announcement maybe next year, because next year is the 25th anniversary. Is it next year? Hang on.
Yeah, it would be. 2001 was the Xbox release. No, that'd be 24 years.
Yeah. Maybe an announcement next year in sync for a 2026 25th anniversary release. Maybe. That's also crazy that Halo's nearly 25. It feels still too new, or we feel too old, or both. It's bullshit. I'm not crazy about it. But anyway, a whole bunch of stuff going on at the studio. People can go look at that stuff, and it's very safe to do so. No one's going to come and sue you. So let's talk about then the Xbox partner preview. It was kind of announced and then launched within about 24 hours. There's some AAA stuff, there's some indie stuff, there's some freshly announced stuff, there's some Game Pass stuff. There's a whole bunch of different bits and pieces that kind of came from this. Did you check it all out, or did you kind of just...
No, I sat there and watched it. I found a YouTube video with the showcase, and I decided to watch it because it wasn't that long.
Yeah, it was only about 25 minutes or so, yeah.
25 minutes, so I thought, yeah, I can sit down and watch this. No problem whatsoever.
I wasn't crazy about the fact they had this disembodied voice thing that PlayStation does a lot. You know, like, I mean, in this case, there was like kind of the disembodied female voice that just kind of tries to connect the dots. No, get a person out there. PlayStation's even started to learn this lesson a little bit after they were doing it with their state of plays for years.
Yes, if PlayStation are learning from it to don't do it, don't do it. You're not Nintendo. Nintendo does it well. And you're not Nintendo.
Look, Nintendo doesn't even do it all that well, but like people are willing to overlook it because the games are then just super endearing, or they're great, or both. So,
or they just say one word. It's like, it's something super's about to happen, and then it just goes through a game trailer.
Exactly.
No gibberish.
Yeah, there's not a lot of the fat on it. So they went with that. I was a bit disappointed in that, but then otherwise it was for the most part just kind of back to back game trailers and gameplay and reveals and stuff, which was kind of cool. We'll run through these games kind of in the order that they were revealed. And I feel like it's quite possible that the first game on our list here is maybe the game. Well, I don't know about you. For me, it's probably the one that I'm most excited for out of the whole lot that was there. Alan Wake 2, the Lake House expansion. Now, yeah, I started to kind of get carried away there, but yeah, you've not played Alan Wake 2 yet, have you? We discussed this recently.
I have.
Oh, wait, you have. But it's not your number one.
I haven't played the first DLC. I have played Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, okay. That first DLC's that's a mindfuck at times.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
No, but I played, finished. It was my game of the year last year.
That's right. Yeah, of course it was. Okay, so I'm interested to see kind of what your game of the show is when it comes to this one. Actually, now I think about it, it's right up there, but it's maybe not even my number one, to be honest. But it presented very well.
It did, but it's nothing new from what we've seen from was it the Tokyo Showcase they showed this? I can't remember. I've seen it before.
Gamescom?
I just can't. Could be Gamescom. Feels like the exact same trailer.
No, there was the State of Play. It was the State of Play to go with the Tokyo game show.
Yes. Well, yeah, the same. It was the exact same trailer, so nothing new. Already know what's happening.
October 22nd release date.
That was today.
2 days from now.
Well,
today as of when this goes live. Yes, of course. Sorry, everyone punched through the fourth wall there. Yeah, we recorded this 2 days ago.
Crazy. I didn't realize that.
Out now.
Absolute shadow drop. Almost.
Yeah, they did say October, so it was weird that we kind of got halfway through the month and we still didn't have the release date at that point. But good news. And yeah, they seem to be leaning further into the horror in this one, even more so than
control horror we're going into.
I'm all for it.
Interesting. Trying to remember if I've seen that character before in Alan Wake 2, and I can't remember. I feel like it was the person that was in the police station that got shot in the leg, but I could be wrong. Because it is a Federal Bureau of Control employee, as you would expect, because it is very controlled theme. Style.
Yeah, I can't remember it's played by Janina Gavankar, who was she was the lead role in like the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. She's done a whole bunch of other bits and pieces through different games over the years. She's big in film as well, but does seem to have a bit of love for video games. I'm just doing a little bit of googling around on the character.
I can't remember. There was a Federal Bureau of Control character in there. I just can't remember what their name was. It wasn't Artie. But it wouldn't be. It wasn't probably
Control. I can't remember. It says she appears in Alan Wake 2, but I don't know if that's meant to be specifically around the DLC.
No, she might have been.
Whether she was actually in the main game, I don't remember.
She was. There was a character where she got shot in the leg at one point in the police station.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that's right. And actually, yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's her.
Yeah, because she's there with the Sam Lake kind of role. Yeah, I remember the whole thing now, and like I'm seeing a screenshot of her, her leg bandaged up at this point. That's right. Interesting.
We finally get to go into that place where that was locked off in Alan Wake 2. I was always curious about that place.
Yeah.
The fenced off area. We get to go into it now. Exciting times.
The best sort of thing in DLC is like, hey, this thing that you can see you can't get to, yeah, we're going to let you do that now. Like,
it's not a joke. It's just not there for no reason. It is meant to be there.
Yeah.
It's just a DLC, so it's already in play.
So next up, hot off the heels of releasing what is being discussed as one of the games of the year. I don't think it'll win any Game of the Year awards, but right up there in terms of lists and those sorts of things. Chronos: The New Dawn comes from Bloober Team, who literally just finished releasing Silent Hill 2 and are now working on new IP again, and that's something they've been doing for a long, long time. In fact, Silent Hill developing Silent Hill was kind of the outlier in this case. But new IP, hot off the heels of releasing a Game of the Year contender. Could this actually be good? Because people kind of have been, up until the launch of Silent Hill, people have been kind of hating on their stuff. Could Silent Hill be the thing that now just turns them into like gold standard horror?
I don't know, because Silent Hill 2 was a remake. This is not a remake.
They have added a lot to Silent Hill Remake, just to be clear.
And there's also the mod too where they take out all the fog, and I find that incredibly funny. It just looks like a nice town. You can't do any horror. But yeah, it didn't really show much. It showed, I don't know, 5-10 seconds of slow walking.
Our favourite sort of walking.
Yes. With
it's out next year.
Dismembered. Next year. So, I don't know. It could be Silent Hill could be the momentum for them. Who knows? Or could they just come back crashing down like a sack of potatoes? People just go, this is shit. But hopefully not. Because it's nothing we haven't seen for a while is a horror-style space game.
No, I've never seen any of those before.
I mean, there have been some rubbish ones.
But there's also been Dead Space.
Rubbish. There's also, yes, and there's been Dead Space, and then there's been other rubbish horror. Actually, there was Returnal as well, wasn't there?
And everyone's talking about Alien Isolation at the moment because they finally announced a sequel to that one after 10 years. So,
was that the bad one or the good one?
No, so Alien Colonial Marines is that awful one that Gearbox made.
One. Yes.
Alien Isolation is the one where like you are literally crawling through the vents and the alien is there and you got like you're stealthing your way through the entire game.
You actually are isolated.
Yeah, you are completely isolated, and it's a genuine horror game in that universe. So, and after 10 years, Creative Assembly going back and making another one. So look, horror's doing well at the moment. It's working.
It's probably a good thing too that the Alien movie was good as well. So there is momentum on that.
Yes,
as well.
That's true.
Always the case with those types of games, except Borderlands. No one cares about that movie. Everyone just bought the game because it was cheap.
Like I did. I'm gonna watch that online at some point, like Netflix or whoever's got it. But
so someone's gonna have to pay me to watch that. I'm not watching it. I don't need to look.
I'm not crazy about the idea, that's for sure.
Always got like 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Probably a good idea to avoid it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go watch Mario. Go watch the Super Mario movie.
Much better adaptation.
Much better.
So the next game is one that, so I didn't watch the showcase live, and so I kind of saw a few trailers starting to pop up beforehand. I looked at this and I genuinely thought it was a Ghost Runner spin-off. You know those Ghost Runner games?
Yes.
It's got all the look and feel about it. The logo fits. There's also kind of elements that, looks very cyberpunky. Turns out it's just a kind of standalone thing that's definitely not connected to those. Blind Fire, less blood and guts, but more heart-racing gameplay is on offer in Blind Fire, a shadow that removes light and is in early access right now. It's kind of an instantaneous drop there. What'd you think of it, though? I wasn't crazy about it.
I thought for a second it was Frag Punk because of the writing style of it. I thought, this is getting really too close. And then I thought it was some sort of Squid Game spin-off because of the masks. Geez. I thought, no, that can't be. I was like, what the hell is this? And then, yeah, it's just, hey, you want to play a game in the dark? So it's basically laser tag with guns.
Yeah, or kind of a different take on Screen Cheat. The one where you can't actually see. It's different because it's online, but like you can't actually see the enemies at all, like the other players whatsoever. You had to actually old school Screen Cheat to be able to see them, to be able to then shoot. Which is also very, very good game. Australian developed. People should go check it out if they haven't already. It's been out for years. But yeah, I wasn't wowed by it.
Not me either.
So next up then... go on.
I was going to say, I wasn't sure if it was a VR game or an actual first-person shooter because that gun was waving around like...
Yeah, it was a bit of bobble in weird ways.
I don't know. It was weird.
And not gun movement in fun ways like an upcoming game. But we'll get back to that. Next up is Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Naval combat was kind of rumored. I'd heard rumblings a little bit about it myself, and then it turns out it's legit. I keep saying I need to start playing the Yakuza games or the Like a Dragon games, and this is just another reminder of the way it's shaping up. They did also announce that the game is, and I think we spoke about this potentially on a show recently, they did announce that the game is now coming out a week earlier. Remember, it was going head-to-head with Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, yes.
So it's now coming out a week before, which wedges it, and I'll double-check, but I'm pretty sure it wedges itself nicely in between that and Avowed and some of the other stuff that's kind of coming. Between that, Avowed, Assassin's Creed. Yeah. It was the 28th. It's now the 21st. So that is a handy little change, I think, for a lot of people who are wanting the time to play a game like this, but also there's that looming shadow of Monster Hunter and Assassin's Creed and the like. There's now dropped in the week in the middle, and it's got Avowed for competition now, not Monster Hunter, which I think is a difference. An Xbox exclusive versus
Sega.
Monster Hunter or Assassin's Creed. Yeah, you take it any day of the week. But what do you think about the game?
I reckon you were saying before, I think I'll put this as equal my game of the showcase. There is one more in there. I just remembered when looking at it. But if there's one gaming franchise that can go ridiculously stupid and go full pirate, it is the Yakuza series. And I just laughed at it so much. I thought, yep, I'm going to enjoy this game when I get around to playing the other games. But it's also crazy too that somehow they can just keep like chewing out Yakuza games or Like a Dragon games. Just
they reuse so much, but like in good ways.
Yeah, it's not like a copy and paste situation. Like all like Yakuza 1 to 6, it's the same location because you can just keep it as the same location. There's no laziness. Everything just feels the same. Story, this, whatever. There's always something different happening in that city. So this is completely different because we're not in Japan anymore. We have gone to the pirate land of Hawaii.
Which, to be fair, you're in Hawaii because of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. But then this is just the spin-off from that.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I just need to get started on the franchise. That's what's killing me. And I say this over and over and over. Now, I'm kind of stoked in a way that there's not a crazy glut of games at the back end of the year that I'm super excited for.
But you're a good 9 games behind at the moment.
But I am kind of, I'm a little bit behind at the moment. There's
you got 0 to 6.
And then there's all those.
Like a Dragon, then
I'm not going to get it done before Pirate Yakuza, but like if I can just get started, that's what I need. I just need to get started. It's a killer. But yeah, right into this one. Next up is a game that was kind of, when we were walking the show floor of PAX, there was kind of an activation setup that they had there, but the game wasn't playable and there wasn't much to it. But congrats to the play side, folks, because Mouse PI for Hire is still looking amazing. And when I was talking, we were talking about kind of the movement of guns a moment ago when we were talking about Blind Fire. I love the way that the guns just kind of have this really floppy. Again, I mean, it's animated. It's kind of
it's that floppy old style Disney animation.
Yeah,
that's what it. So it's going with its true style, I should say. Yeah. That black and white Steamboat Willie,
Cuphead. Obviously, it's pretty inspired by what Cuphead did in terms of the visual style. But like as a shooter, it looks a lot of fun. So
it looks brilliant.
I can't remember if the reveal said it was coming to Game Pass or anything like that. I'm going to quickly play back the trailer and double check.
I don't think it did. I don't think a lot of them said coming to Game Pass day one. They didn't really do that whole thing that they do with their showcases. They didn't really say it. I think it just said 2025.
Yeah, it just says 2025.
I don't really recall anything saying Games Pass. They might be coming to Games Pass. Who knows? Probably. I don't think it said. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. The one thing that's kind of going for it at the moment is that I don't know, and this could.
I think it just showed an Xbox controller. That was about it.
Yeah.
At the end.
This could just be that it's certain websites are cherry picking stuff, but I'm not seeing it actually officially announced for the PS5 yet.
Ooh.
So this might be one of those scenarios where hang on, no, it's on the it's on the PlayStation Store. You can pre-order it.
So, there you go.
So no, scratch that.
No.
I thought this was a scenario where we haven't got Game Pass, but we've kind of got the console exclusivity for the time being. But no, that's not the case at all. It's even coming to Switch.
At least it'll work on the Switch though. That's the weird thing about it. I sort of feel like it's got a lot of color to it.
It'll definitely push it. But
so yes, it will only be 30 frames a second. But hey, if you go an old 1920 style, 60 frames a second didn't exist back then. So,
mate, everything still today is 24 frames a second in a lot of these things. So it doesn't matter.
Even movies, like they go to the cinema, they don't complain it's not knock 60 frames a second. No, it's 24 frames a second, you clown. But no, you don't complain about that.
No. We get far too carried away by frame rate. Like, don't get me wrong, I've kind of learnt to appreciate it a lot more in recent years. Kind of since the moment I got the PS4 Pro and was able to kind of do the side by side. I'm like, okay, I get it. And then getting a TV that could really, really go with it. Like, I get it now, but if I have to go back and play 30, I'm fine. As long as it's solid. Like, whatever the frame rate is that you choose, as long as it's solid. What gives me the shits, and I think rightfully gives anyone else the shits as well, is when it starts to fluctuate or it drops suddenly out of nowhere. Like, that's annoying. But I think, like, I can deal if it's a solid 30. If, solid 60, awesome. That'd be fantastic if every game could be running at that. But if it's not, just whatever it is, consistent. Just consistent. That's all I'm looking for.
That's it. Just don't crash.
Yeah.
That's all.
Some games still can't get that right. Maybe I haven't encountered as many where the frame rate just drops through the floor these days, but there is kind of that fluctuation, which can be a bit annoying.
Yes. If you went back in the day, about 10, 15 years ago, when there was smoke, man, that frame rate used to drop big time. Especially in GoldenEye, you throw those little mines on each other, blow it up. It's a good thing it wasn't a CD-ROM because it would have blown up.
Yeah.
Good thing it was a cartridge.
You can handle it. The power of the 64.
The power of the cartridge.
Next up is Subnautica 2, which honestly I didn't realize was actually maybe it's only just being announced, but I didn't realize Subnautica 2 was a thing. So
me either. I was trying to guess if it was Subnautica, then I wasn't sure. Just swimming. I thought it was just some.
That was actually the announcement 2 days ago. Yeah, it was
psychological trailer. But no, it is Subnautica 2.
For some reason, I thought this was them just kind of going, "Hey, it's coming to Xbox," but no, they actually announced a sequel to a very popular co-op kind of survival game. So, look, it's not my speed for the most part. I don't think I'll be rushing out to play it, but it is a good announcement. And it's coming to early access in 2025. So, and it's coming to Game Pass. That is one of the ones that is coming to Game Pass. So, good luck to them. Next up, day and date release, because it's been out on PlayStation for 6 months, been on PC for about the same amount of time. Animal Well, which is widely considered as one of those, for those who've played it, it's one of the games of the year. Like, it's got a 92 something on Metacritic. Like, it's unbelievably well regarded. And look, this was a weird trailer. I say this as someone who hasn't actually played it yet. So
that voiceover was really annoying me.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't want to play this game. It's like, available today. It's like, good, I don't have to hear your voice again if that's the case. It's just...
Except for when you do this again and announce it on Switch or release it on Switch. But
oh no, get someone else, please.
Because I don't think it's on Switch yet.
Maybe it is.
Nope, it's out on Switch. Xbox was the only platform that had missed out.
It's always Xbox. Always Xbox that comes last.
There's
just like in every console war that happens.
Yeah, it launched for Switch, PS5, and Windows on May 9. It was also a day and date PlayStation Plus launch there, but yeah, then not till Xbox, not on Xbox until October 17th. So sucks to be them, but I guess you can go play it now. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this was a Game Pass thing. No, just available now.
No,
you have to go buy it. So, did it? You didn't like the trailer, so I suspect it didn't sell you. Yeah.
No, did not.
Next up is also a game that I suspect didn't sell you, Eden Zero, which I knew nothing about before all of this. Apparently, it's based on some manga, however people want to pronounce it. Look, it could be a very good game, but like a lot of other anime or manga adaptations,
that shit just gets weird.
Yeah,
it just gets weird. Or if it's like Dragon Ball Z, it'll take 45,000 episodes to get to the point where it kills the person.
I haven't watched Daima yet. I'm really keen to watch that Dragon Ball Daima that's come out. It's on Netflix.
It's still going?
Yeah, no, there's a brand new series that just came out. It's just started to come out. Like this week. Dragon Ball Daima, Daima.
I was looking at Dragon Ball Z. I called Z. It was blown away. Like that came out in 1989. That's how old that is. And we were watching it late 90s, so that's how far behind we were back in the day.
Yeah. But then we're all jumping on it like we're, and to be fair, as Westerners, we are absolutely the cool crew who knew about it first. We're the indie hipsters when it comes to Dragon Ball. Z.
Yes. ZZ. Just like good old JZ.
But also, did you hear that, like, I can't remember what it was called now. Budokai... Oh, no, Sparking Zero. Sorry, the one that's just come out. It sold 3 million copies in a week. Like,
That's 2 million more than Star Wars Outlaws. That's been out for
with like
2
a month.
months.
It's absolutely insane. That, like, and actually, yeah, if we want to dive into that, like Star Wars numbers, it sold 1 million. Dragon Ball sold 3 million in like a quarter of the time. Metaphor Refantasio, which is a brand new IP, it's a weird as fuck name. It sold 1 million as well. There's something deeply wrong with Star Wars at the moment.
Yes, too much.
Well, yeah, too much for starters. All right, next up is Eternal Strands, which comes from some ex-BioWare talent. Mike Laidlaw, in particular, who's was one of the main figures at BioWare. He's kind of gone off filmed. I think they're Yellow Brick Games, if I remember the name of the studio. We've seen this game a little bit in the past. I think Keeley's had it at some showcases, but it was here at the Xbox Showcase. It's coming to Game Pass. It's coming out next year. What'd you think of it?
I like the look of it.
Oh yeah, I'm keen. I'm real keen.
It looks great. Yeah, I'm real keen. But then you sort of, I just looked at it. It's got all the element type stuff, combat. Then I'm just wondering, do you have to keep switching? Then I realized I play Monster Hunter games. You have to switch blades all the time for monsters. So
it also feels a bit like there's lots of Zelda elements, but it also feels a lot like Shadow of the Colossus in some ways too, with kind of the scale of some of the things that you're climbing and trying to take down.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking of Mortals Phoenix Rising as well for some reason. I don't know why.
Bit of that. Maybe the visual style kind of paired with some of the Zelda stuff, yeah.
Maybe not the humour side of things, but yeah, the style, yes.
So, I'm all about this one. Have been for a little while, and I'm keen to see more, and I'm keen to try and find a way to get Mike on Dev Diary, but I guess we'll deal with that down the line. Next up, Mistfall Hunter, which is... I'm absolutely certain that the developers here formed this game by Googling like popular games, and they found extraction game and Souls-likes and thought, slap this shit together and let's try and make a game out of it. I don't know how it even works. I don't know how you make that work.
Me either.
Long cinematic trailer, didn't really show a huge amount. You could see the combat was Soulsy, but then when they said all of a sudden, and it's an extraction game, like, I didn't really see that in this trailer whatsoever.
I saw attacking, but no extracting.
And I saw a lot of love for Elden Ring, like just in some of the shots they put together. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, you're going for similar sorts of environmental stuff. So I guess
extraction part, that's confusing. I don't understand.
Yeah,
it might work, but yeah, who knows? It's going to be an interesting one. They could have found something, a new genre.
I mean, mate, if they've found, like, if this game ends up being good and they win the love of your extraction shooter style game fans, and then your Souls-like fans, holy shit, it could be huge.
Jackpot.
But
or it could go incredibly wrong as well. Time will tell.
Yeah, it could go horribly, horribly wrong. I feel like that, no offense to the team, I feel like that's the more likely thing, because it's very ambitious what they're going for. But that's kind of what happens with ambition. It can either pay off immensely or fizzle out pretty quickly. Next up is Wheel World, which is a game that was once called Ghost Bike, and then there was this whole... They posted this whole thing about the direction of the game and kind of wanting to... That's why the name got changed. Anyway, it's an Annapurna job. One of possibly the last Annapurna games, considering all the news around their publication recently. But what'd you think of it?
It's okay. It's on Games Pass. So if I want a nice, relaxing bike riding game, I'll play it. But it's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be incredibly boring, just, riding a bike. Or so I was going to say it's like riding a bike. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
it just gets really sci-fi at the end, so I don't know what the hell it's all about.
Yeah, this a bit like the kind of influx of like climbing simulators. I don't see the appeal in riding a bike somewhere. Like, and it's not like you're doing motocross or you're not doing Dave Mirra's BMX, any of those sorts of things. Like, it's just
Or
You're riding a bike
Republic,
or Riders Republic, or those, where there's challenge to it. Like, you're just kind of riding the bike for the most part. Or it's not like Descenders even, where you're kind of going for scores, and that's like, there's none of that. The narrative might be great, maybe that's what carries it, but like, I feel like if you're going down that path, you need to have like an A plus story.
Yes.
Because if the gameplay is kind of, I'm just pedaling here and I'm maybe just mashing the A button to pedal, or holding the trigger to pedal,
or here's a race, go ride that, or here's a hill. It's you need something strong, not just riding a bike.
You got to be all chips in on the narrative, and if that is anything other than stellar, then the gameplay is not going to prop you up potentially. So I could be wrong about this specific case, but I think as a general sort of rule, I think you need to like, your narrative needs, or there needs to be some facet of the game that is the hook outside of the gameplay, because the gameplay is, for me anyway, and I think probably many others, not all, but many others, it's just, that's not what you're there for, and it's going to be pretty dull and boring.
It's almost like I hate to say it, a Hellblade situation. Just hold one button, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just hold down A, just pedal. That's it. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
That doesn't do it for me at the end of the day. Next up is Phasmophobia, which I'm shocked is only coming to... I don't think it's even come to PlayStation yet. I think this is kind of the console debut for the game.
That wasn't just a PC game back in like 20. It was like the 2020
debut. 2020. It was a giant COVID release.
Yeah, so it went absolutely bananas for some reason. Don't know why.
Wasn't it? Was it VR? Yeah, it was a VR game. As well.
Yes.
But huge through the COVID period, and it's coming now to Xbox, also PlayStation on the 29th of October. I feel like this is all too late.
About
it was
4
huge.
Years too late. Yes.
It was huge, and maybe that's gonna. It's probably gonna mean it's not gonna flop, but like, your opportunity is come and gone. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. No, it's just like you said. I'll scratch my head going, why is this? Why is a game awarded a game like debut of the year or 2020? I'm scratching my head going, it's 4 years ago. Like I've forgotten what happened 4 years ago, full stop, or especially what games came out in 2020, because I can't even remember that.
Last was Part 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, and then Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal.
Really? Was Doom Eternal 2020?
Because it went head to head with Animal Crossing.
Yes. Just what a mix! What a mix!
Doom, but beyond that, Call of Duty would have come out. Couldn't tell you which one. Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out because the PS5 came out. Immortals Phoenix Rising came out because the PS5 came out.
Forbidden West. Horizon?
No, that was 2022.
2021. 22. Oh, it's 2 years later. It was good, yeah.
Because it went head to head with Elden Ring. A battle it couldn't win. But I'm out of ideas now for 2020. I'm going to have to Google it while we continue on here. But
I was going to say Gears of War 5, but then I realized that was 2019.
Oh, Miles Morales, of course, came out in 2020.
Oh, so just PS4,
Ori
PS5
and the Will of the Wisps, Half-Life Alyx.
Oh, there
Genshin Impact. Fall Guys came out.
Fall Guys?
The Demon Souls
That's
remake.
4 years old?
Cyberpunk 2077 came out that year.
That was 4 years. Oh, Jesus.
Hades. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Bug Snacks. Oh my god, Bug Snacks.
Oh god, Bug Snacks. Oh,
Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time.
Oh god.
This was a bang. Resident Evil 3 remake. Neo 2. What else? I'm sorry, I'm like starting to skim a little bit now, but like there's some bangers that year. Marvel's Avengers.
That went well. That
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Considering we were talking about Dragon Ball before.
What a year.
But actually this is a ripper year. And yeah, Animal Crossing New Horizons is like the phenomenon from the year. But Last was Part 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost, Doom.
Oh man.
Big year. Hades.
I completely forgot about Bug Snacks. It was such a terrible game. Stupid. And I played it too. I thought this is just silly. But hey, it was available on Games Pass.
Good one to
I didn't
discover.
pay it.
Anyway, I better click away from this, otherwise I'll fit somehow. Yeah. Anyway, the next game, The Legend of Babu, I look at and think that's a poor man's Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be
feel
fun,
like-
but like it's just lower budget, lower quality.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about it. There's plenty of cool stuff about it, and I won't hide from the fact that I put in a because I got a press blast from it, and I instantly put in a code request because like there's something there, but I don't know if it's going to be knocking the socks off at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. Riding a dog's just weird.
I mean, it's a cool
fluffy
looking
dog.
like games with dogs are good.
I mean, usually you go with like a fantasy mythical creature, but in this case, it's just a dog.
Just riding your big fluffy dog.
Big fluffy dog. I mean, it could work. I mean, I could just laugh at it. It's nothing too detailed. It's a fluffy dog. That's it.
The more we
That's
discuss
all.
it, the worse I feel about it. Actually. Anyway, we'll see.
It could be good. It could be good. Who knows?
Lots of opportunities for more showcases in the future. We're down to our final two games here. I think for a lot of people, this next one's probably the biggest game, just because of the continued explosion of Souls-likes and the like. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, which has been announced in the past. I think at one of the Keeley shows. But
I can't remember.
Xbox is trying to lean to it. It's almost like this is like their response to like Black Myth Wukong in terms of scale and size. And hey, we've got an exclusive.
Dreaming.
Yeah,
Absolutely dreaming. I'm
feels
sorry,
like hey,
but
this. Oh no, it's alright. A beer burp coming out, so we could push through that. Feels like this is kind of their way to try and clap back about Black Myth Wukong, but I mean, it looks very good. I won't shy from that. It's not my speed because it's Souls-like, but I did like what was there. Like I would enjoy watching someone play this, especially someone who's like proficient at it. I would enjoy watching this game. I don't want to play it though. It's coming to Game Pass.
yes, I would play it if it had any difficulty settings. Other than that,
That would get me in the door for sure.
yeah, I would be too, because I'm looking at it going, yeah, I'm just going to get absolutely destroyed. I mean, I've played other From Software games, and I'm rubbish at all but one. And it's the one that everyone seems to be reasonably good at, which is Elden Ring.
Let me see. I'm
Dark
going to Google
Souls,
around and see if
rubbish.
there's difficulty levels.
Shakiro, I'm also rubbish.
Shakiro.
Yeah, so it looks
Oh,
good.
Matto.
Yes, it does.
August 23rd, 2024. I don't know who. Gaming Bolt is not the most reputable
Reliable.
of.
Was it a
websites,
reliable
but-
source?
Let me see if I can. Who interviewed them? During Xbox's ongoing Day 3 Gamescom livestream, an interview with Lindsay, co-founder, CTO, and game director. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name. Shia Seun. I don't know. Sorry. Apologies to. I believe they're a Chinese team, if I remember. Sorry for that. But where'd we go? I saw it. It was clipped out in the Google thing. This could be bad if it suddenly doesn't say it in the actual
The
article.
Google thing. Oh no,
Difficult.
it has been blacked out. Super secret.
That language seems to have disappeared.
Oh
not
no.
good. But apparently, somewhere the little Google description anyway says players can choose from multiple difficulty settings. We'll see. We'll see if that's a thing.
Oh,
But
wait and see it in 2025.
I'm not seeing that now anywhere. I don't know what Fextra Life is either, but
What?
maybe if people want that confirmed, they might need to go and check that video themselves. Yeah, anyway. Alright, look, as a game looks great, I'd happily watch it. If it's got difficulty levels, that maybe gets me in the door, a bit like Stellar Blade or Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, but otherwise, I'll bounce. This takes us to our final game of the showcase, and they both opened the showcase and closed the event. The showcase. Remedy announced FBC Firebreak, so Federal Bureau of Control Firebreak. It's a 3-player co-op game, not a live service, but a 3-player co-op game. It's the multiplayer project that's kind of been rumored for a while. Well, not rumored. They said they were working on a multiplayer game. What did you think of it?
I think when I first saw it, I saw 3-player co-op. I just did the old face palm. I thought, oh, great. And then I saw it in first person, and you started shooting all the hiss, the hiss,
Yeah,
yes, the hiss.
the hiss.
And then I thought, oh, hang on, you now have my attention.
And I don't know about you, but then when I heard it wasn't a live service as well, like it's a multiplayer game, but it's not a live service. Like here, it's almost like a Borderlands, like you're playing a planned, scripted experience.
Would you say Rainbow Six Extraction as well?
Well, no, that's kind of live service, right? You're kind of going round after round with people. I just feel like this is more that we've got ourselves a campaign here, and you can play it in co-op. That feels like the path they're going for. It doesn't seem like it's PvP or PvPvE. It just feels
doesn't look like PvP. It just looks like hordes of hiss, and some new
and I can get around
new ones too. And yeah, I'm the same. I was looking and went, oh, you now have my attention, Remedy, again.
And what Remedy has very wisely done is they've made the bar of access incredibly low. So not only did they announce that it's coming to Game Pass, but then once the game was announced, they also said, hey, it's also coming to PlayStation Plus, day and date. So unless you're playing on PC, which point sucked in, nerd, then you can get as long as you're a subscriber to either Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, you'll get it. And I think that's a great way to get people in the door with a live service. And for Remedy, a studio who obviously doesn't necessarily sell gangbuster numbers, is always very well regarded, and they have their games have a long tail and they sell for a long time. They still never sell exceedingly high. So to kind of lock down the bag from both Xbox and PlayStation, go, okay, we've already broken even and we're profitable and we can relax, is probably a really good thing for them. And then they can just kind of continue to build from there. So good on them. I think very well played. They've negotiated this very, very well. But to be fair, game looks pretty cool.
I'd say it is a very smart move to get it on Games Pass and PlayStation Plus, because I feel like it is a type of game I don't think would sell well. And we've seen that, and I hate to bring it back up, Concord. I think they've seen that, and I think they're probably thinking, right, we need to try and convince people to play it and then buy it.
Well, I think Remedy has the goodwill, right?
I think so. I'd say so, because they've done games in the past for Xbox. They did Quantum Break back in the day. And
people love the Remedyverse too, by the way. Like, people just lose their mind over what Alan Wake and Control have become. And so I think like you've got some brand power there as well that probably helps carry it a little bit. Sure, it's a spin-off. And certainly like you're not seeing the word Control, you're not seeing the word Alan Wake in it. But like I think for people who enjoy those games, you're instantly paying attention to it.
It's also
it could be 1-to-1.
First person. It could be it could be also the fact that it's also a first person view instead of third person, which might throw people off as well. Some people are like, I don't like first person games, and that is a thing for some reason. I don't understand. I used to be like that too for some reason. I used to play a lot of third person style games instead of first person. I never understood why.
I mean, I'm a third person guy for the most part, but there's some great first person stuff out there, and this feels like it could be one of them. So pretty keen on that, I think. Oh, I've just clicked away. I think it was next year.
Yes.
FBC
next year.
Yeah, cool.
Didn't say when.
So as a showcase, firstly, what's your number one game from this?
Like a Dragon.
Like a Dragon. Fair. That's fair. It's looking pretty great. For me, actually, like I went Alan Wake at the beginning, but actually I think it might be FBC.
It's a tough one.
Look, there was plenty of games that weren't really for me in this thing, which made it a little bit easier. But yeah, I think FBC might get it. Especially like I am looking for that kind of, and admittedly it sounds like we're going to get a Borderlands next year anyway, but I am looking for that kind of co-op shooter, first person shooter Borderlands style experience. And this could be it. Maybe with the way Borderlands has been kind of traveling in recent years as well, where it's not necessarily shooting the lights out quality wise. This could be
I mean, they shot themselves in the foot with that horrible DLC as well. I mean, Tiny Tina was great, but then they brought out the DLC and that was rubbish.
I'm hoping we're gonna get a Tiny Tina's, what is it, Wonderlands?
Wonderlands, yes.
As opposed to some of the Borderlands 3 sort of DLC stuff. But anyway, we'll see how that all comes together. Well, that's it for that particular showcase. So I guess we did this, I think, with the State of Play or something that we watched. Slap a number on it out of 10. How would you rate it?
Oh man, what did I give? I'm trying to figure out what I gave the rest of it. I think I would give it a 7. I'll give it a quality IGN 7 because there were some really needs more water. There were some really good games there, but also too there were some games that were just a bit meh.
Yeah.
For instance, like Legend of Babu and Phasmophobia, both don't care about them, and even Wheel World. Trying to say that really fast is going to be
Wheel. Yeah, it's the best.
And then there's a couple of Souls type games in there, and then you got your Magna stuff. I'd give it a good solid 7 out of 10. Because I think there were more
for me to be
good
6,
games.
7 as well.
I think the balance of good games to bad games, or trailers, I should say, bad trailers to good trailers, compared to say something like, I don't know, the Tokyo Showcase, which was just all Secrets of Mana, Final Fantasy, and a few Japanese-based games that I didn't really care about. So a good solid 7.
That's fair. For me, I'd be kind of in that 6 to 7 sort of range. I'm still hesitant around Chronos. I think the Konami factor, I think, helped a bit when it came to Silent Hill. The fact that it was also a beloved game where the core of the game was pretty great is a thing that really helped that game. I don't know if now, once they go back to their own stuff, whether it's going to have the same source. Blindfire, I could not care any less about if I tried. Subnautica, same sort of idea. Eden Zero, same sort of idea. Like I think as a showcase, it was still good. Like I think it addressed the needs of lots of different kind of parts of the audience. Miss Fall Hunter, also, if it turns out they get that just right with the Souls-like cross extraction game, then great. But yeah, and then you mentioned some of the games from before. Wheel World, okay, whatever. Phasmophobia, you've had your moment. You come back way too late. Babu was not as good as it potentially could have been. Like, yeah, 6 or 7.
I mean, the
good,
one game that convinced you
not a
was
bad showcase. Like, I'm happy
game.
I watched it, but like it says a lot when my favorite game is a multiplayer game. I mean, I could make the argument for Alan Wake, but I won't because it's out in 2 days. But sorry, it's out today, as when we do this. So it's and it's just an expansion to a game that I already love, so it's kind of cheating. Anyway, any other thoughts on that showcase? Oh, Mouse. Sorry, we should also shout out Mouse. Mouse is going to be amazing. So it feels like it's going to be amazing anyway. Any other thoughts though?
No, I think I didn't realize, and it feels like everyone else didn't care that there was a showcase happening unless they didn't tell anyone. Just went, hey, here's a showcase. Because a lot of places don't seem to really report it at this one, or they just didn't really care. There's like, hey, here's the full thing. We can't be bothered writing about it. Because,
pretty much.
The person that owns us doesn't care about us, so we're not writing. And I say, fair enough if that's the case.
Yeah, sucked in. It was a weird one, but plenty of good games in there. So I'd encourage people to check it out. I was still, even though I kind of gave it a 6 or 7, like I was still hooked the whole way through, like keen to see what was next. It was clear they were trying to address lots of different portions of the audience, and so lots to keep them all engaged. But for me, the balance was just slightly on the negative side more than the positive in terms of personal preferences. We'll wrap things up there then. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. There's a whole bunch of content on the channel, Player 2 Plays, patched episodes. There's lots of shorts around PAX previews and the like. Go check all that stuff out. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patch, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. Lower tiers, early access. Higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there's Twitter. Matto.
Matto_Phil. Don't know how much longer I'm going to be on that website.
All those people that you blocked that can find you now.
Which it was 0, but it's the case of you can't block people is the problem.
Yeah,
or you can, but they
but it's useless.
Still watch you. It's just pointless.
Yeah. Hey Dash. Anyway, it was too easy. I've been thinking it all week. I'm like, oh, that prick's going to be able to bounce around. And anyway, enough of that. Paul Jans Games for myself. The website is player2au. And until next time, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.